Welcome back to Living Local. Dress for Success Quad Cities is on a mission to serve underemployed and unemployed women in our area. We have Regina in studio. She is the founder and the executive director. Thank you so much for joining us, Regina.
Thank you for having me.
So as the founder, what inspired you to start this nonprofit?
Well, I do get asked that a lot, and it's a complicated thing. I think obviously I grew up in poverty, so my mom was a very hard worker. My father, unfortunately, was an alcoholic, very talented man, but by the time I was in 5th grade, that all came apart. And at those days, my mom couldn't get credit. She couldn't do anything in her own name. She couldn't get a loan in her own name. It's really changed a lot since then, but you learn as you get older that those kinds of constraints on your childhood really do make a big impact. I'm really lucky that I was kind of athletic and outgoing and did pretty well in school, so it didn't really prevent me from achieving things that I wanted to achieve, although I think emotionally it sort of made me think, you know, the world's not such a great place and it's kind of scary, and I sort of damped down what my expectations were. But as time went on and I worked and I was successful in jobs and I started reclaiming an identity that was more fitting to what I could bring to the job instead of where I came from, I think that was really important to me, to say that's what helps women who've gone through challenge, transition, homelessness, domestic violence, whatever life throws at us. At a certain point, most of us are going to have some choices to make. And if we can say yes to that opportunity to say, I can be more, then a job really gives you the opportunity to pursue that and sort of not let the past define you. So that was important to me. My sister died in a car accident at 32, and she left clothes and other things, which that's about all I had of hers. So I held on to it for several years until I heard about Dress for Success, and I donated her clothes because at that point I had 2 small children, and I just really thought Becky would feel great about me donating her clothes to help another woman. So I kind of knew that feeling that women get when they share their clothes to help another woman. And then, of course, 15 years, 20 years later, after Becky died, I had the opportunity to really assess what I wanted to do with this next stage of my life, and saw the Dress for Success opportunity. There wasn't one here currently at the time, and went online to see what it would take, and one thing just led to another. So it's been an amazing journey. We're going to be 7 on November.
7.
We've served over 1,400 women now, and each woman impacts the lives of her family and her children. Most are mothers, many of those are single mothers. So it's just a great feeling to see her come in, not sure about what's going to happen to her, but then, you know, she gets suited up. And maybe she'll say, I don't need a suit, I've never worn a suit, I'm not comfortable in a suit, but you know you put her in a suit.
Oh, it just changes her demeanor.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing to see her, see the difference, and that's what we say a lot. Just see the difference that the clothing can make, and then how do you help her extend that start? You want her to start strong in her job, give her a year's worth of professional development. Most of us can go to a monthly luncheon or career-related professional development because we have that opportunity, we have the means. This is a way that we can give that to them. Once a month, Professional Women's Group meets, helps her retain her job and dream bigger about what's possible for her.
And Regina, you talked about seeing that difference on their face when they put those clothes on. People watching now can have an opportunity to make that difference happen. You have a big event coming up called the Fall Sale. What do people need to know about that?
Well, up to 3 times a year we have a second chance sale, so we give those clothes a second chance. Some of the clothing comes in, it's great, but it's not really appropriate for interviews. So there could be some casual things, there could be some super dressy things, or it could just be that it's been in the boutique for more than a year and we start to parse some of that out. So we host the sale so that we can generate some revenue here. We have to buy certain things like scrubs, non-skid work shoes. Sometimes the smallest small sizes and the largest large sizes don't get donated. We also buy crew socks and like nylon knee highs, so that when they have, you know, get some new shoes, they can try them on with new nylons. So we do have to purchase some things, and those dollars really help us. All of it stays right here in the Quad Cities.
That is so wonderful. So what are some of those services that you provide to our community?
Well, like I said, by referral, women can get the suiting for free at the time at which they have an interview. And a lot of people don't quite understand that, so I want to take a second just to explain that. Someone's helping her, excuse me, someone's helping her through homelessness, domestic violence, whatever, and now she has an interview. It's at that point that they'll refer her to us. So there may be women who say, I don't have someone to refer me. So they're all listed on our website. It's easy enough to go and see. Even workforce development can get them the referral. You get the suiting for the interview, come back for a week's worth of separates, get a year's worth of professional development through the PWG, and then a career center to help her if she comes in for an interview and doesn't get the job, or if she gets the job but it's not a great job. So we like to say we help women get a job, keep a job, and grow a career.
Oh, I love that, Regina.
Thank you.
Why do you only have 3 sales per year?
Well, it is worldwide policy. Dress for Success has policies, and if you think about it, it makes sense. People give us their clothes because they want them to go out the door with a woman in need. And so as long as it's interview appropriate, it's going to go into the boutique, and it's going to stay there at least a year. After a year, we need to start to make room for other things, so we just have a real basic color-coded system so we know how long it's been in the boutique. Some items come in and they're just not quite appropriate. Sometimes they're beautiful designer jeans that they, you know, women know they just want to help us out, and they aren't necessarily for the suiting, but that maybe some woman can use those. So we have a very low cost, $5 or less sale 3 times a year. And in fact, we also have a private sale that's only for our clients, like women and their caseworkers. We don't publicize it. It comes ahead of the public sale. So really the mission of the sale is to get those clothes into the hands of low resource women who are trying to build a wardrobe.
Wow, Regina. So you have these 3 sales that people in the public can go and take advantage of. You also have fundraisers throughout the year, and I had the opportunity to go to Recycle the Runway last year. Let me tell you, I was blown away by the quality of that fundraising event. It was absolutely artistic, creative, incredible. It was a wonderful night. And let me tell you, as I was going through the silent auction that night, people could not stop talking about the heart that you have for giving to this community and improving it. And so I just want to let you know that your efforts are being noticed, appreciated, and they're inspiring others.
Thank you. Well, you know, I get more than I give. And each day you just get up and you work very hard and you try to do the right thing, and I'll tell you what, the community has rallied. The funding opportunities that we've had through RDA, SCRA, Hubble Waterman, I mean, those grants were absolutely critical to help a startup get going and deliver services and not spend all your time raising funds. But when we did strike on the Recycle the Runway idea, it was when we borrowed from another Dress for Success affiliate who was doing it in Louisville, and we changed it a little bit for the Quad Cities, but this will be our 5th year. People said, where are you going to find designers? Because, right, they take a bag of clothes, they don't know what's in it, and they have to create some runway-worthy ensemble. And there are designers here.
Oh, and there are incredible designers here. I saw it firsthand.
I know.
It was just awe-inspiring.
And it's not my skill set. I can barely dress myself. I'm not about clothes, but I am a kind of a gardener, I guess, if you will. I know how to make things grow and put things together. And that's what these women did. They took this bag of raw materials that they didn't know was in it, and they said, let me see, I can add a little, but I can change it, I can dye it, I can reconfigure it, and the stuff they come up with is, we really don't set any parameters other than 2/3 of what they wear has to come from the bag. So April 18th, 2019, again at the River Center, it'll be our 5th anniversary. I think it'll be bigger than ever, and we're so thankful for people like you and others in the community who have helped us make this a big success.
Save the date, that's April, Recycle the Runway, and more immediately, that fall sale. Thank you so much.
3rd.
November 3rd, awesome. If you would like some more information about that, you can visit ourquadcities.com or quadcities.dressforsuccess.org. They also have a Facebook page that's listed there. Thank you so much, Regina, for joining us.